So now I've brought the milk in, and I'll continue here with the little things I wanted to share with you. So my outdoor morning chores are done. And I'll sit down with my tea and my milk and just do a little talk here. Praise you, praise you, praise you, Lord. Praise you, praise you, Lord. Praise you, praise. There we are. Some light on, and it's a little bit more civilized in here. Yeah, yeah, different things were sort of shown to me, and especially because of your comments this morning, it sort of activated a whole lot of little things. So yeah, I can just share with you that I go onto the internet a real lot, and I just love to be inspired. I really, really love. I don't watch the news, and I don't really know what's going on because I think it's so sickening, and I've thought that for many, many years. And even going out is not so easy for me, because when I go to and see many people, I just see how people are suffering so much, and it's very painful, and it just sort of slows me down. So anyway, I love to see things that are really inspiring, and especially spiritual things, and people who are spiritually very awake and who just feed my soul. And so, and it's interesting, it's funny, because often I'll find someone, and the first little while I'll think, my goodness, this is really, I mean, this person is so inspiring for me, and what a wonderful person, and what a wonderful message, and this is so powerful, and oh my goodness, this is such a gift. And then within a few minutes or a couple of hours, I suddenly see the opposite side of the coin, and I think to myself, my goodness, how could I think this person was so inspiring 2 hours ago, when now I can see there's something's really messed up about this person and their message. And what happens, I think, this is what I sense, and I've talked about this many times, about the ego, which is, it's what Eckhart Tolle calls the ego, and I think it's a good picture. It's the false self. It's not the mind. It's not our brain and our mind, which can, if it's connected to our soul, when we step into our soul and when we awaken awaken to our soul. Our mind will be controlled by our soul or by our heart, and that will be our new ego, or you can call it our new self, or mind. The mind is a beautiful tool, and the ego, as he calls it, and I call it, is the false self that we've built up, the person we believe we are. And this is a person of pain and darkness, and it's from the darkness, and it is of the darkness. And it, as I see it, has to be cleaned away completely. And on our journey of awakening, we have to be very attentive, because it uses any chance it can to step in and take over. And even a person who's very, very spiritually awake can be grabbed by the ego, and the ego will take over his whole path of enlightenment, and which is not enlightenment anymore. It's actually going down the path of darkness. And as I see it, the ego always wants to blow itself, to expand itself, make itself special, make itself more than others. And often when people become famous or very popular, that's what happens, because they were very enlightened before, but you can actually be very enlightened and then go very much into darkness and go into darkness again and lose your enlightenment. And once I read or heard this thing that no matter what you're doing on your spiritual path, if your heart is not opened, if you're not completely centered in your heart, it can be the darkness that you think is the light. And this is what I feel happens to these people who they are very spiritually awake, but they become self-inflating. And that's when God actually steps aside, or it's not for God you're working anymore. It's for yourself, your own ego. Your ego says they go on this spiritual journey, or many things happen to them, and they mature a lot, and they meet their soul, and they meet God and whatever. And what happens often is that they get so popular, they get all this attention, and in all their joy and bliss and all the power they're feeling, the ego starts working, and they get caught in the self-inflating, oh, I'm special, I've written so many books, and I've written many big books, and I've had so many enlightenments, and all these things. You can hear them talking, and what they're doing is, as I see it, it's of the darkness, and it's telling people that if you follow my path, you're going to find God, because my path is special. It's a different path. It's a unique path, and it's better than many others. And you just see these more or less little children, insecure children, who just really don't deeply love themselves enough. That they've not moved forward on the self-loving path, so they need all this approval and love from others, and that's the energy that keeps them going. And I think it's off-putting, and it's just really not what this is all about. So, and I know I'm a little bit in the same situation, because people are coming to me and seeing my videos, and it's so important that I stay heart-centered and deeply humble, and really see myself as a disciple, as a person on a journey of learning and growing. And that is really what I feel Christ came to say. I deeply believe this. He didn't come to say, like many actually believe, that I am the way and I am the right way, and you must become a Christian, and then you will be blessed, and you will be, God loves you and more, and you're doing the right thing. No, he didn't say that. He wasn't even a Christian himself. Christianity came later. He said, you are the light. God is in you. Where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. And come and shine your light from your heart. And that's really God's presence. God is within you. You are within God. We are all his beloved children, and we came to shine his light in this world by loving and only loving and not judging. Every time you judge someone, you've got 4 fingers pointing towards yourself. Take the big beam out of your own eye instead of keep focusing on the little splint in the other person's eye. And he said that we need to break down all these inner, what's poisoning us comes from inside us. It doesn't come from outside. It's old, we call in the Danish Bible, it's thought buildings that need to break down. And that's an inner work we have to do. And you go to God in your inner sanctuary, and God will reward you. God will talk with you. And he said, knock and the door will be opened. Ask and you will be given. And as you think it will be. So you're creating your world. So, and to never find another person to be your God, or so what I feel I really want to do, and that's what I feel I felt all my life, is to help people know that the light shines within them and that they are beautiful, and to not hold themselves back, but to step forward and be who they are in all their magnificence. And life will change, because you will live a beautiful life. And it's by loving yourself, it's by releasing yourself from this bondage of criticism, holding yourself down, telling yourself you're worthless, you're useless. That's what frees us, and it's really all the wisdom we need is in us. I don't have it for you, you have it yourself. Because God is speaking to you, the angels, all this love is beaming into your life, and the whole plan is that the old ego-based, mind-based, controlling, domineering world is to break down. So this is the great plan, that we all discover that we are God, and that all we need is right in us, inside us. And it's by stepping inward. It's not by reading some great book or 10 great books. Or it can be wonderful to read a good book, or to see my videos or other videos. It can be wonderful to guide us along. But the real wisdom comes from inside you. So you are the magnificence, because God is in you. It's God within you. So I hope, I pray that I stay on, just stay in this position of, and I love to be a student of life. I love also to stand forward and shine my light, and feel beautiful and wonderful, and just shine it out, no matter how many people think I'm an idiot, to just do it anyway, because I feel that's really the path of Christ. Shine your light. You might be a quiet person who doesn't say much, and you can still beam your light out. I'm just an extrovert, and my light doesn't shine any brighter because I'm not an introvert. It's all our light is the same brightness. We just have to allow it to shine. So, yeah, so it's really, really, really wonderful. And I'm sure when I'm watching these people, I'm sure God is guiding me and showing me that how easily we can drift off into this, into the darkness, very easily. So what what he told me this morning is that I think it was while I was in my prayer. It's funny, these things come to me when I'm praying. He said, you're a hinge oiler. That's one of your jobs on earth. You're a hinge oiler. So what I do is, I feel that we all have this door in front of our heart. We've shut the door because we've been so hurt. Life has been so horrible. It's been so painful. We've been not being loved. It's just been so bad. So we've shut our hearts, closed the door because to save ourselves. So we didn't just fall apart and just dissolve. And the only way we're going to heal and to actually live, come alive, because we've gone into a type of death. The only way we're going to come alive is to step into our soul, and it's to open our heart, to become who we are. And there's this door here, and we have to open the door. It's not the one about knocking, the door will be opened. We have to say, I want to open the door to my heart. I want to be a soul-centered being. So you have to take the handle and open the door yourself. And all I come and do is I just oil the hinges so it's whoosh. So it's not like this. So I think that was a beautiful picture. I just go around with this little oil can. I just oil the hinges. And I might also point to the light, say, if you open the door, you're going to step into the light and discover that you are the light. So that's a beautiful little job God gave me. Yeah. So life is good, and yeah, it's just so beautiful. And I'm sure all these spiritual teachers, especially the channelings, I think some of the channelings are very, very powerful and really useful for me. And they say that the world of love has arisen. It is already here. It's only a matter of us in our daily life choosing to be in this love space. I love myself and I love this moment because I am alive and I am loved, and God is right here, or the Creator or the Presence is right here. And every moment of the day, the more we do it, the more we will feel the world of love, because it is already here. It's just a matter of living in it. So it's all up to our free will. Phone's calling. See you, my friend.